First thing to point out are the enemies on the minimap. On hard difficulty level, they wouldn't be there, so it will be up to the player to monitor the environment using his binoculars and locate the enemies for himself. So here we are at our first sniping spot. A couple of enemies around that hut on the beach. Have a look who's here. First thing I want to be sure of when I approach a sniping spot is to be in the right stance to engage on enemies. There's a big difference on how the scope is steady depending on the stance. So it's always smarter to lay down and simply be stealthy about it. When looking for the scope, I have a couple of indicators that allow me to compensate for the ballistic factors that are implemented in the game. Distance meter, magnification level, wind strength and direction, that's all up in the upper part of the screen. Lower right we have lung capacity, ammo count, medkit count and the pulse meter, which allows us to hold our breath and take that steady shot. So my first priority target would be the guy with the best overview. In this case is the enemy sniper circling around on the second floor of the hut. As you can see, I have this red dot that shows where the bullet is going to hit. This is something I would not have on hard mode. I would have to take into account all the ballistic factors and before I place the shot. As you've seen, when I hold my breath, we slow down time a bit to represent the concentration of the sniper. This is another feature that's not there when playing on hard. So when playing on hard, I can hold my breath, but that only makes the scope go steady and doesn't slow down time. Having the tags over the heads make it easy to spot them behind cover. Also, this is another thing for casual mode. Get this guy behind that palm. Him out of the way. That's down to 2. One of the biggest improvements we've done to Sniper Ghost Warrior 2 compared to the previous game is the AI system. Enemies now aren't able to attack from longer distances. They will use cover to try to shorten the distance to the player, and only once we're in range of their assault rifles, they will attack. What is also nice about the AI in Sniper Ghost Warrior 2 is the group behavior, as we call it. The larger the group, if there's a larger group of enemies, they act more aggressive. They're more confident when changing the cover to approach the player. One enemy acts much more defense oriented, meaning he will stick to cover, will not be as aggressive, will not try to approach the player, rather will try to defend his position.
All heat signatures in the house are cold. Take out the outpost.
Some of the enemies might choose to try to flank the player, so they might have came this path and try to get me from behind. I was lucky enough to be able to take him out before that happened. You can see around the minimap in the lower left, the red circle blinks around the minimap. That means there's an enemy in the area that is alarmed. He hasn't seen me yet, but he's there ready for me, alerted, meaning it's possible that he will see me much faster than if he would be unaware of my presence. I'm going to use night vision goggles, try to locate the guy. There he is. Hold the breath for the steady shot. That's him out. A cool new feature in Sniper Ghost Warrior 2 is what we call trigger feel. When taking the shot, I have to be really smooth and gentle on the trigger to avoid recoil. If I pull the trigger too fast, the recoil, there's a larger recoil on the weapon. The rifle goes up after the shot, and that might make me not miss the target, even though he was right there in the crosshairs. The AI stays the same for all difficulty levels. it is not possible, even on casual, to run into enemies and still have a fair chance in a direct, once being in range, in a direct fight with an assault rifle against a sniper rifle. So it's always smart to keep it stealthy and use the distance to your advantage rather than go gun blazing. I just got information from dispatch that there's a heat signature on my 12, as she said. Playing on casual, I get a big icon indicating where he is over his head. This wouldn't be here on higher difficulty levels as well. So with him out of the way, I can proceed to take out the rest of the group. You see on the mini-map there's 4 of them. I'll go for the one that seems to be around the corner from the rest, so the rest of the enemies don't notice him going down. That was pretty close. Probably if I wouldn't be around laying down in grass and behind the rocks, I would be in deep trouble. He'll start rushing at me, but made it.